All right, guys, welcome to a new episode of 6 Feet Under with Mark Callaway. To start off this episode, we're going to crack open a nice Happy Dad.
Get it kicking right away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's kick back, enjoy a Happy Dad on this episode with our fans. And guys, crack open a Happy Dad yourself and enjoy another episode of 6 Feet Under. Well, Mark,
2025, brother.
we're back.
We are back and better than ever.
Better than ever, you think?
No,
We're just back.
we're just back, but it was nice. It was nice not being here for a while.
Yeah, you took a little break.
How long was I gone?
Gosh, I think the last time we were in studio together was Teddy Long, and that was...
Ooh, that's been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you know what? I got so crazy busy between doing the podcast and then shooting the show in Orlando.
Which has been... WWE's announced that show is going to be coming out.
Yeah. LFG, man, it's going to be it's going to be a really cool.
How much can you just talk about it?
Well, I mean, I can't get too much into the details, but it's going to give you a look into the process a little bit of creating a WWE superstar, sort of from the ground up, from ground zero on up to, making it to, say, NXT.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, but it has been a workload that I'm not used to.
A little bit of a grind.
Yeah, a little bit of a grind. I thought my grinding days were beyond, but like making that trip every week to Orlando has been.
I mean, you complain driving 20, 30 minutes here.
Yeah.
Having to drive 20
The
minutes.
airport's, the airport's even further. So, and then, having to, deal with all that. But it's really been fun. It's kind of putting me in a different atmosphere, a different element. And the show, man, I think people are going to be really entertained by the show.
Is this helping maybe scratch the itch that you have for wrestling?
It's a little. It's just a different. It's a different process, and it keeps me involved in the product in a creative way. So again, like all those aspects of it have been really enjoyable. It's just the travel that's really sucked. And then, that last time we shot the podcast, I went to Florida, shot LFG, and then went right onto the road and did my One Dead Man shows. Fortunately, that was in Texas, so I got to finish up my last night. The last night of the One Dead Man tour was in Austin, so that was good to be able to drive home and then shut down for a while.
You just and which is completely okay. I mean, you've got to be able to have that downtime and be able to do the holidays with the family and everything. I think hopefully the fans completely understood that and understood that you just needed that time with your family.
Yeah, because since I've retired, I've been around most of the time. So to get back into the grind of things again, I obviously I ask a lot of them, and but it's been good. Like I wish I could say I missed it. I didn't, but it's okay. I've got a renewed little renewed energy now, and a lot of things moving forward that I want to do.
Yeah,
I think with the show and figure out how to get the most entertaining guests and just continue to grow this thing in 25.
And especially get some of those guests that I think everybody's been really wanting, you know what I mean? Like being able to get those names that I think a lot of people are wanting to hear your conversation with maybe some of the superstars that you shared the ring with.
Yeah. It's just, again, I always have that inner struggle because I know how I feel. Like I said, driving 20, 30 minutes across town to actually get somebody on a plane and get them down here.
And I don't know if you know or not, Kevin Nash has been talking about the same thing where he's wanting to come on the show, and he actually commented about the fact, he goes, Taker's co-host was like, I don't want to, Kevin doesn't want to get on a plane. Kevin, and he's like, and Mark's like, his response was, I don't even want to drive 10 minutes down the road to come to the studio.
Yeah, no, we get it. I mean, you just, when you grind,
especially like you and Kevin did.
Yeah. When you grind like that, dude, it's all or nothing, right?
Yeah.
Either you get into that mindset and that mode and you do it. And, again, like I could have continued to do it and I would have eased right back into it.
And there's a lot of guys that love, being able to sit here and be on camera and everything else. And then there's guys like you and a Kevin Nash.
like me.
Yeah, they're like you and Nash that are both like, you don't mind it, but it's also like, I'm not going to go out of my way if I don't have to. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, that sounds, that sounds kind of, it's kind of like half-assed. I don't want to do anything half-assed, but it's just, sometimes, man, it is what it is.
When you're on the road that much, if you can stay home, staying home's, I'm on the road a good bit too.
I know you are. Yeah.
Staying home's nice when you're able to. So there's nothing wrong with that. But no, I think 2025 is going to be fun. We've got, some things planned that are going to be, pretty spectacular with guests and stuff. So I think it's going to be good for the show. And,
we'll see. We'll see what happens,
maybe,
man.
Maybe this is the last episode. Maybe this is our farewell. We'll see how it is by the end of this episode.
I was informed that my shtick of saying that all the time was getting old.
Of what?
Of like whether I'm going to do it or not.
Oh,
yeah. I don't give a. I really don't. I just.
So, okay.
ZFG, bro.
ZFG, baby. That's our new.
I'm going to put that on a shirt. ZFG.
Yeah, ZFG. How were the holidays?
Holidays were good. They again, man. Like when I left that show in Austin, the One Dead Man show in Austin, it was just like I took a deep breath. It was nice because I knew I didn't have I could sleep in the next morning. I didn't have to be anywhere. We didn't go anywhere, so that was that was cool.
Yeah.
Like because a lot of times they want to go skiing or they want to go do something, which is great for them, but I don't ski, right?
You don't get to walk around and just go hang out.
No, I'm in the rear with the gear and just like hanging out while everybody else is all bundled up. And I mean, I guess I could because you can bundle yourself up enough that nobody recognizes. But I'm like a 7-foot looking.
Yeah.
Like,
and eventually you're going to walk inside and you're not going to be wanting to wear 14 layers of clothes and everything else. And start getting hot.
But we didn't do anything. We just kind of stayed at home and just relaxed. And I think everybody was on the same page. They were just like happy for me to be home and not have to leave every week, to go somewhere. So, So I recharged the batteries. I've already kicked off this year. Went to LA the other day.
Yep.
That was
pretty interesting,
dude. And
tell us about Netflix. Tell us about Raw on Netflix, man.
Man, it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. And I'm one of the few. I'm one of the few that were there when Monday Night Raw went live.
Yeah,
every Monday.
Was there anybody else there at Netflix that night that was on that first episode?
So Sean was there.
Okay.
I don't think Sean was on the show.
On the Netflix show, no.
No, he wasn't on the show. I think he was supposed to be in the crowd setting with Stephanie and missed no one come and got him or something like that. So he completely was just sitting in his dressing room when his spot came up to be in the crowd. And Bruce Pritchard. We were the only, and we all took a picture together because we're the only three that were on the original Raw and then the Netflix deal, man. This thing is so freaking big. this Netflix deal and the scope of eyes that are going to be
Not
on.
just talking money, because the money is big, but
Yeah.
the eyeballs that
The eyeballs. So they had a meeting. They had like a talent meeting that day, and they asked me to kind of get up and say a couple words, I guess, as the OG. And anyway, they expect on any given week now for 280 million people to potentially be watching Monday Night Raw on a global basis. Just think about that. 280 million people on a weekly basis watching your programming.
That is unreal.
Dude, it is so next level now. Like it's crazy. Like walking around, and it was probably the most hectic that I've seen it in the last couple of years. But even with the magnitude of the Netflix premiere, that whole backstage area is so chill. It is like you got people in little corners. They're shooting their little TikToks and they're doing things like that. And I'm just like, and I'm putting myself back in January of 1993 when we're going live. For the first time, I'm thinking of how puckered up we all were, and how big that was, and everybody's just so chill and relaxed, and it's just like another day at the office. And I'm just like,
is that a testament of the trust of leadership?
I think part of it, probably a huge part of it is, just the positive energy that Triple H puts off. Mm-hmm. The whole team. I mean, from Nick Khan all the way down. I mean, the whole thing is just.
I think they all trust everybody can do their job the right way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Triple H and Nick and everyone believes that the cameraman that's running around the ring is going to hit his spots.
That's a given.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is sometimes when you don't have trust in a couple of different aspects of a show like that, that stress of being stressed out about that stuff can all of a sudden be put onto the talent sometimes, to where the boss man then is stressed out about other stuff, and he's kind of taking it out on Undertaker before Undertaker's match, which is going to stress out Undertaker. You know what I mean? Like,
I tell you, I may have been the most stressed out person.
And
there.
all you had to do was ride a motorcycle around the ring.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, so get this right. So, and I'm like searching my brain for memories of the day. Like I don't ever remember seeing anybody like scrambling or hectic or running to make sure they were there. Everybody just chill. Like again, doing TikTok. It's just crazy to me, man. It is just it's a whole nother era, and bless their heart, they're doing phenomenal. And I got an opportunity to tell the talent that, and which I think, it was good for me, and I hopefully, made them feel good to hear from somebody who's been through every kind of iteration through the company.
Yeah.
But so we come up with the idea. They come up with the idea of me riding the bike. And
when did that happen? When did that
a week out?
A week out. Yeah.
A week out. Like, hey, what? It started out with, hey, you coming to LA? And then it's like, well, we're thinking, what do you think about this? And what do you think about that? And so when the bike idea came up, then I started getting pictures of motorcycles. Like, what do you think about this bike? What do you think about this bike? Right? And it was just like, I got like 4 or 5 different people sending me pictures of motorcycles. And I mean, like, okay, I've already seen this bike. I've already said no to this,
Yeah.
So I'm already starting to get like a little bit of like anxiety about like, okay, are they going to get the right bike? Because the bike matters when you're riding inside of an arena and you're working in tight spaces, which for as incredible, and I'll get to this in a second about this new arena, the Intuit, I think. Intuit
Arena, yeah.
Intuit Arena is freaking phenomenal. But anyway, so I get there. So I'm getting all these pictures, right? And I think I finally got it narrowed down, and somebody else random that hadn't been in the text thread sends me a different bike, and I'm like, I'm like trying to tell you, like, no, this bike isn't going to work. This bike's, the forks are too extended, it's too long. So finally, I get there, I see the bike, and I'm like, okay, this is doable. I said, now let me go out and look at the arena and check it out, right? And it's like, okay, here's the bike. You're going to go straight out here, and then you're going to make a left turn and go up the aisle. The aisle is this wide, right?
You're that wide.
I'm that wide right now, right? So I've got to come up the Tron, and then I've got to make a left up the aisleway, and it's a big old Road King baggers. It's a big wide bike, and so here I come. I'm coming up the ramp, and so I go to make the first right turn. Well, so first time I make the right turn, I go in front of hard camera, and I'm about to turn in front of the announce position, and the two cameramen are on they're like right by the ring, and they decide the last second they want to get out of my way, so they just dart in front of me, right? And I'm like, like I have to brake immediately so I don't run over a cameraman. I'm like, geez, guys, come on. How many times? I mean, these are the same camera guys that have been, which
are professionals.
They're the best in the world.
Yeah.
The WWE production and camera, they are the absolute best at what they do. So I go around, and then I go back up the aisle, and they're asking, hey, what do you think? What do you think? I said, I'd like to do another run just without the potential for running anybody over, right? They said, yeah, sure. We got plenty of time. So I back, I ain't got a lot of room to work in this little area. So I back the bike around, back it up to the starting spot. Here, I do it again. I make the turn. So this time, as I go to, I've come up the aisle, and I'm about to make my right turn. So there's another camera guy that's on the apron, and then he's got his, I don't know what they're called, the cable puller, is on the outside of the barricade. Well, he all of a sudden, I don't know what he thinks. So I'm making the turn, and he jerks the cable up.
Right in front of the bike.
Like I don't know if he was like going to go over my head, or he didn't want me to run over it, but he damn near clotheslines me. Now I'm pissed, right? Now I'm cussing at everybody like, geez. Like I know the how important this
segment's going to be. Yeah.
Well, just the whole thing. Like I don't want to be the guy that wrecks his motorcycle on the premiere of Netflix,
because that's what's all going to be talked about.
That's all you're going to see, right?
They're not going to talk about anything else.
Undertaker can't ride his motorcycle anymore. He gets, and I'm already thinking about all this. It came out great.
Yeah.
When we did it, but another thing that I didn't factor in were people being in there, right?
Arms extended.
Extended, right? And I'm up here, so it had some ape hangers on it. And I've been in that situation before, and sometimes people get a little overzealous and they want to touch you and they want to grab you. Well, it doesn't take much of a little bit of a throttle push and a grab the other hand, and the hand comes off the clutch, and it's just a recipe for disaster.
You got 5 feet till you hit a
you're hitting kids, right?
Yeah.
But everybody was really cool. They didn't grab me or anything, and the ride around the ring was good. Everybody was wondering what I was doing with McAfee. I was kind of representing the horns there. I gave him a little hook 'em horns.
I didn't see that part.
Oh, you didn't see it? Yeah. I stopped in front of McAfee.
Well, he said on air, I don't know if you've
I haven't seen it back, no.
So he said on air, and he goes, and he's this weekend going to be pulling for those Longhorns against Ohio State in the college football playoffs. I mean, he called out your love of the Longhorns.
Yeah, So it was funny. I got to see him, and I was trying to get him on the train, the Longhorn train, and then I saw Tessitore. and I had to get onto him for jinxing the kicker.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what I was talking about. And he's so good though, man. Actually, both those guys, they're
So what was the conversation about why Rhea Ripley? Why that spot? Mark, of all of our sponsors, we probably get more responses for Bluechew than any other.
yeah.
Guys, have a better time in the bedroom with Bluechew. Bluechew is the original brand offering chewable tablets that make all your bedroom activities just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Such as,
well,
oh,
you know.
no, okay. No details. Okay.
Yeah, you know what Bluechew can help out with.
I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah, you know what it can help out with. Bluechew is putting its money where its mouth is and offering you a month free.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
What are
They
they
stepped
thinking?
up their game in 2025.
What are they thinking?
Oh, I have no idea. But all I know is they're not stopping until every creature of the night is,
Firm.
stiff. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days in discreet packaging, by the way.
Yeah. So that's
That's
important.
key.
Yeah,
That's
is
key.
important.
You don't want the neighborhood Karen walking by going, "What's that on their front porch?"
Then they're looking it up and then they're talking
Maybe
about
Karen's husband needs some Bluechew and work her out. Bluechew tablets are made right here in the USA. God, I love an American-made company. And prepared and shipped directly to your door. Once again, discreet packaging. You can take them anytime, day or night, for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever you want. It's part of my daily vitamin regimen.
snack on Bluechew.
Snack on Bluechew. So you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises.
See, I see what you did there.
Best part, it's all done online. Nice and easy. You're not having to go to a doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line at the pharmacy. Yeah, nobody wants to get their steroids for their wiener at a pharmacy.
No.
Does it work? Well, creatures of the night, find out for yourself and get a month free. If you don't, you could be missing out on the best time of your life. Bluechew will not stop until every man is bricked up.
Boom.
Boom! Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try your first month free of Bluechew. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Bluechew for sponsoring 6 Feet Under. So go to bluechew.com and chew it.
And do it.
That's right. Thank you, Bluechew, for sponsoring 6 Feet Under.
And so yeah, they hit me with it. Like originally, I was going to do an entrance in an interview.
Oh, okay.
And which would have been fine. Like I think they had somebody that was going to interview me, and then they just thought that would make that whole thing even bigger for her.
Yeah.
Just I guess the rub. When they told me at first, I was like, I don't think so. And I was like, dude, that's her moment. Like I don't want to
Take away from
I don't
her.
want to step on any part of that. I mean, this has been this is the payoff to a very long storyline. And I said, I sure don't want to come out and step on her moment. And then, they basically explained, she's going to have a moment in the ring. She's going to have this moment where you two will, cross paths. And I was like, okay, well now, if it's like that, then now it's pretty cool. And, not that our characters are similar, but they are a little bit. And, it was just kind of, again, it was just like me, dabbing her up there a little bit and good job and giving her, giving her that OG rub. And,
No, I don't know if this has even been talked about. Would you be willing to do something backstage with her in the sense of between now and Mania or something where you're part of the story, not necessarily part of the storyline, but maybe you're that mentor, maybe you're that, not calling you a manager, but maybe you're I don't know.
I don't know I don't know that it helps. I don't know that it helps anybody. I mean, it would have to be a really, really good story. I mean, it would have to be a really strong story. It's not what
And I don't know if the story can be told between now and Mania or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if there was something really, really good, I would consider it. But again, there needs to be less of me moving forward and more, again, the focus on on the talent roster that we have.
Cena kind of said the same thing on Monday night. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's, that's the way I look at it. I think that was perfect. What we did, that was a nice rub. But yeah, I think the less you see of my generation, I think the better. I mean, some people, people are going to look both ways at that.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you've been around for 30 plus years. It's only going to help. And I think, well, yeah, it helps, but it's also a distraction sometimes. And I think it's just, it's time. There's always going to be that moment, that special moment, but I just don't want them to be too often.
Yep.
Right. So that reaction that we got the other night is always there.
Because the thing that went through my head was, I go back to Philly. If you didn't come out in Philly, I think what could be cool this year for WrestleMania is if Hurt entrance had something to do with, you guys essentially rode off together on Monday night. If you came out together for her entrance type of thing. But I don't know, figure something out like that. But once again, you don't want to go to the well too many times. You know what I mean? And it needs to be special. When you show up, it needs to be a special moment.
Yeah, I do. And I had that kind of a little bit of a little conversation with Paul about that. Like, I don't want to do this too many times.
Yeah.
For me to, like, I don't want to be that old timer that's and I don't. Again, that moment was so cool, but like I don't. It's almost at that point now. There's no one really left in that era that I worked with.
Yeah.
Roman and maybe Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a little bit of every so often, but not. It
makes the moment more special for the fans as well when it's that way
so.
too.
Yeah, I think so. Instead of having every, how they used to do those shows sometimes, and there'd be 80 old timers backstage doing shit. I never want to be in that.
Yeah.
That deal or so.
Yeah, it needs to be, in my opinion, every couple of years, if that. And there's only a couple of those left probably that would make sense to do.
Yeah, as long as again, and two, I got to be able to keep myself in shape too. Like once I start falling completely apart, I definitely don't want to be on camera.
Don't roll me out of the wheelchair.
Right now, I feel pretty good about I want to look like I can work, but I don't want to work.
Still throw a punch.
I can throw a punch. I can choke slam somebody. I don't want to. I just want to look like I can do it.
There you go.
So
yeah, you can ride a motorcycle around a ring if you got to.
If I have to,
I'd like an easy payday.
For future reference, I'd like it a little wider and the bike a little narrower. So, but again, man, Netflix. Wow, that is it's so huge for the industry and what's going to be happening moving forward. And I've always considered, especially over the last 10, 15, 20 years, wrestling kind of being mainstream. But now, like, this is going to take it, and we're already kind of global, but I think this is huge, man.
I'm interested in seeing what the following Monday looks like. The way, as we're recording this, I mean, this Monday coming up will be the second episode the second Raw on Netflix. I don't know when this episode comes out or not, but I'm interested in seeing what just a normal Monday night is going to look like on Netflix. You know what I mean? Versus that first night, which we all were kind of expecting the big names. We were all kind of expecting, the big matches, and we were expecting the Hall of Famers coming out and stuff. What does a normal Monday night look like on Netflix? Because That's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in seeing how much different it's going to be and how this thing is going to progress.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be interesting that when they have the content of however the show is written, the show may be 2 hours. The show may be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. It may be 2 hours and 15 minutes.
There's no time limit, really, if you think about it.
Yeah, there is.
I mean, there's got to be some type of rule at the arena, I would imagine, of.
Yeah, well, yeah, you got to be out or whatever, but I don't think for Netflix. So
No.
they don't have to. They're not going to have to put things in just to fill the time spots. Or I think if it's needed, it's there. If it's not needed, there's no reason to force it, which is going to make the product again even better.
And you talked about the potential of 280 million eyeballs being able to be
crazy,
on it.
man.
And like for me, this morning before coming in here, I just turned it on just to catch up on, not to catch up, but just to remind myself, because I was out hunting when it happened on Monday night. And I was, sorry about you, sorry about that.
Supposed to be there.
But I started playing it this morning, and the ability for me to turn on Netflix, and the second square that was on my screen was Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about that, how many people don't have Peacock, which is what it's been on?
Right.
I think it's Peacock, right? That it's on, or it's on USA, but you can go to Peacock and you can watch the episodes and stuff. But even just how many people have cut the cord on cable to where they didn't even have USA and all that stuff, right? So there's going to be so many people that maybe have not watched wrestling since they were a kid.
They're going to be reintroduced to it.
They're going to be reintroduced to it because of Netflix.
Yep.
They're going to open up their Netflix. And you and I have done this a million times where you're bored. It's not football season or whatever.
Right.
You turn on your TV and you're just trying to look for something to watch, and you're willing to kind of try something new at that point. There's going to be a lot of people that used to watch the product. They're going to click on that.
Come back to it.
And end up coming back to it just because it was on just because it's on Netflix. And it's easy to find and it's right there in front of them.
It's crazy, man.
Did you meet any of the brass, any of the Netflix
yeah, just briefly. I didn't I didn't get to suck up or anything. Work out a deal, but which was my whole
podcast or not.
Which was my whole intention of going out there. Was to suck up and get my own deal.
Yeah, there you go.
That's the only reason I missed our hunt was because I thought that
you were trying to make money.
Yeah,
right?
I was trying to make money, but it's crazy the how different now the business model is. The guys, for one, they're not out grinding, man. Yeah. They have a limited, which is good and bad, but there's a limited amount of live events, which at this point in the revenue that's being generated is not generated by live events like it used to be when I come up.
Yeah.
I mean, we made as many live events as we possibly could because that's how we got paid. It was part of it. It was live events, pay-per-views.
There were no $5 billion deals made.
No. It's crazy.
There were no $5 billion TV deals made.
It's not
Billies.
I mean, it's
what that allows in today's era of everyone's got one of these, right?
Yeah.
And everyone's recording the match on a house show. What that allows is almost it almost feels like we can go back to a little bit more kayfabe where we don't necessarily know what's going on a little bit more.
I would love that. If that would be the case.
Yeah. I mean, that now the guys and the gals need to be able to get that time in the ring. And I think that those house shows allow that.
Yeah, that's the one. I think for me, like, and it doesn't matter because that's the one area that I think they need to sharpen
reps.
Like you live events, okay, obviously, I mean, we made our money in live events, but we honed our skills and we tried new things in live events. Cause you don't want to go and do something new or try an idea on live TV and it shit the bed. And then you're like, ooh, that's, that might've hurt my ascension right there.
Yeah.
You do it in live events and you're no worse for wear. You go, oh yeah, that didn't work. I just think, I know they're trying to preserve the talent, their bodies. They're trying to keep them healthy, but you get iron sharpens irons, right? So you need, I think you need some of those reps to keep your body sharp. I'm just talking about my perspective. I don't know the perspective of today's athlete in WWE. They could be, they may watch this and say, hey dude, you might want to just shut up before you screw our deal up.
The guys are watching this right now going,
shut up, Taker. Shut up. All right. I mean,
things are great. I get to be home.
I don't even know. I mean, because obviously everyone takes better care of themselves.
Yeah. Everybody's eating better. Everybody, you guys were 4 deep in a Taurus going through McDonald's, drive through. And that was taking the bun off was what was healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the way you do it, right? You keep the cheese and you get rid of the
meat and pickles and you're fine.
Get rid of the bun.
Yeah, just eat half the fries.
Half the fries and a Diet Coke.
Yeah, just make sure you get the Diet Coke.
That's the key. That ties it all together.
That's your diet. Well, Mark, we're halfway through this episode.
You know what that means?
The only way to get through it is some first form energy.
Yep. So we are the only ones not asleep.
Oh, man. Well, first form energy, got a little screaming freedom here.
Oh, man.
If you guys want to be able to make it through the rest of this episode, crack open a first form and get some energy with us because that's the only way we're going to finish this episode out, I think.
Yeah. Ooh, that's good, man.
Yeah, they're all good. Thank you, First Form, for sponsoring 6 Feet Under.
So I don't know. Like I talked to a couple of people of today's talent, right? I think I was talking with Damien, and I think he was kind of in that mindset too. I'd like to work a few more house shows. But again, most people, I don't know that they care enough. I shouldn't say care enough. That's not probably the right word. But I don't know, and I think they're enjoying a pretty damn good deal right now.
Yeah.
I can't
Can't
be
blame
mad.
them.
No, can't blame them at all. Like, dude, I mean, jeez.
You got to think the things that
You work 4 or 5 times a week, 4 or 5 times a month. Just maybe. I don't know, 4 or 5.
Say 4 Raws. Let's go 4 Raws.
All right, we'll say 6 times a work 6 times a month, making a ridiculous buku's amounts of money.
Probably, let's call it $100K a month.
I'm just saying.
That's a good line.
Dude, it's a good line. I know, and I'm happy, but I'm happy for that because
what I worry about though is not having those reps where now we've got every TV angle that to imagine like you're going to catch when somebody when you're not sharp and you're not doing it the right way and it's not being done the right way, man, the fan base is going to see it and they're going to. And that's how you go from Cody Rhodes, you being the greatest thing ever right now, to the fans turning on you if they see that you're not hitting your spots the right way.
Yeah.
And you're not doing the thing the right way. And that's where I'm like, you got to get those reps in and you've got to be willing to go out and grind a little bit in those house shows.
Yeah. You don't have to grind. You don't have to grind like we did.
No, it's going from 6 to maybe 8.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just those 2 extra matches could mean the world when it comes to working on something that you've got an idea for. Because if you've got an idea that you think or man, this would go over like hotcakes, but you don't have a time to work it out before you go on Netflix Live.
Mm-hmm.
When are you really going to work it out? Because I don't have the balls to go try something new on that stage, on that big of a stage.
Yeah,
Because if it falls flat
era,
for
man.
them.
It is a different. It's such a different era that like I don't. if somebody, like I said, like somebody approaches me about it, I will give them my thoughts.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I know, I don't know the product or talent well enough at this point to say.
Because they're so athletic too. That's the other part.
But it's just, you know what? Till it breaks. You gotta ride that wave,
and get
man.
those reps where you can get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing too. I mean, even if it's not in house shows, you got to figure out where you can.
Yeah, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go down to Florida, and you know, I think everybody lives down there pretty much. But I mean, yeah, but it's so exciting, man.
Do you think that? And once again, this is a Mark Callaway opinion. Do you think that WWE will ever have a major premium live event on Netflix?
Jesus, almost like every Monday is a premium live
Well,
event.
it is. I mean, Raw is its own premium live event, but I'm talking a Mania, I'm talking Survivor Series, Rumble.
I'm sure at some point they will come up with an angle that it'll be some kind of super mega show kind of deal.
I don't see how moving forward, and this is a Matt Light opinion, WWE just doesn't move all their product to Netflix at some point. Because you want to talk about getting overshadowed right now. SmackDown sure does feel like the baby brother. You know what I mean? Coming off of what just happened.
Yeah, but okay. So, but the money, it all goes into the same kitty.
Not.
And the TV rights that the USA gives for SmackDown now are probably, I don't know what they are, but I'm sure they're pretty healthy.
If all is equal money-wise, I don't care. If you're on SmackDown and you just saw what just happened on Netflix, you were looking at that as, hopefully the talent's looking at it as, we need to go out, Friday night and we need to burn the house down.
Yeah.
Is what we need to do. And hopefully that's what they're thinking. And hopefully that's what they're going to do. And from there, if I'm, talent on SmackDown, I'm going, man, what a stage to be able to wrestle right there at Netflix.
Yeah.
Like
it's incredible, man. But it's, it's really interesting to think about where things go from here.
Yes.
This was such a major move for the sports entertainment industry. It's just,
and you also got to think, even just from your time showing up, to WWE, but you look from, let's call it 80, was it 85 when Vince took it over or something like that? 80?
No, he took it. When did he take over? Before then, did he? Wait, 80s, when did I start? 90.
84, 85, 83, 84, he took
somewhere
over.
In there. Somewhere in there.
We're talking 40 years here.
Mm-hmm.
And that 40-year time span, how far professional wrestling has come.
Yeah. It's crazy because I look back again. So we just have this incredible Netflix thing. But again, I look back to how big and significant going to live TV was.
Yeah.
For just think about that, because prior to what was it, January 1993, we taped weeks.
Everything.
We taped everything. All your only talent that you saw were talent in enhancement matches, right? You didn't see any main event kind of stuff that you started getting on live TV. So just think from that, how big that was for the wrestling industry to here we are,
40 years,
31 years,
yeah, from 93,
31 years later to something that is just, mind blowing. How it's crazy. And that was, that for me, that was the thing, like the real icing on the cake is to actually be a part of both of those shows.
Yeah.
So whatever happens 31 more years, like I don't think I'm going to be around for. So it was kind of cool to say that I was like two of the biggest things that have happened in the wrestling industry I was a part of. It's pretty cool.
And you're a significant reason of why WWE has grown and progressed the way that it did to be able to get a deal like they did with Netflix. I mean, your character is what, helped make that happen.
Yeah, it's nuts, man, to try to kind of put everything into some kind of perspective. But my goodness, I'm really proud. I really have this kind of this proud papa feeling. Because of where I come from. And the struggles that we had.
You were there in the lean times,
dude,
man.
Lean is not the word.
You were in the peaks and the valleys.
Yeah,
you were in
man.
You were in the trenches, and
and to have nights like the premiere was just it's like wow.
Yeah, to know that. I mean, there was at one point more than likely where there might have been some thoughts going through your head of, I wonder if this check's gonna clear or not.
Man, you kidding me? Like, is it gonna clear? Or am I even gonna get it?
Do I have enough gas to get to the bank to even deposit it?
Man, yeah, right, dude. It was it were some very lean years.
And there's a big grind that happens with that. And then you look at a guy like Triple H, who is, the face of the company now, and he's that leader, of the company when it comes to the corporate side of WWE. And, he was there through the, some of the grind as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He experienced
that as well. And for him to be on this side of it now and to be leading WWE into this new era that we've seen over the last couple of years and now into the Netflix era, super proud of that as well. And I think it's awesome that it's kind of one of the boys, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That makes it, I feel like, even more special.
Yeah. Sometimes he doesn't get a lot of credit. I mean, he gets a lot of credit, well-deserved credit, but also he gets a little heat too, thinking that something was handed to him, which it wasn't. I mean, he earned everything.
Mark, I like a little nicotine.
Do you?
Oh, you know me and cigars.
That's true.
Yeah, I like a little nicotine. And we got a new partner for 2025, NYKD.
Yes.
Pouches, man. They got the pouches. Much better than any ones that I've tried. And there's plenty of other competition. You know who that is out there. But if you're looking for a way to get your nicotine fix without smoking tobacco, because my wife absolutely hates when I go outside and smoke a cigar.
Really?
Yeah, because I come back in.
Oh, you smell.
I smell like an ashtray, and she can't stand it. So when I want that fix and I want to keep her happy, maybe I'm on a plane ride, in church. I don't know. Throw one of these in.
Yeah, these aren't frowned upon like if you
No.
did,
Because it's just nicotine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a pouch and it's clean and it's.
And NYKD is super thin. You can barely see it when you put it in. This is the peppermint one here. So like something you can open up in your car, and it's a nice, refreshing smell. They got like 10 flavors.
Yeah, I've got.
What you got there?
I've got the 6 milligram. What do we got here? We got
berry lemonade.
Berry lemonade.
That's like a drink,
right?
Berry lemonade.
It just looks happy.
Yeah, it looks happy. They've got them in 3, 6, and if you're a brave boy, 12 milligrams.
12 milligrams.
12 milligrams. I think 12 might be a little much for me. These are 6s that I got right here. 12 might be pushing it for old Matty B. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can handle 12.
Let's see.
If I did 12, I would say it'd be a bad day.
Bad day?
It'd be a bad day for old Matt. I'm not doing that. Also, guys, these things last up to 2 hours, and you can barely tell that I have it in. All right. So today, make the switch to NYKD nicotine pouches. You're going to love these. Right now, our listeners are creatures of the night. You get 35% off when you order through our exclusive URL. Go to NYKD Pouches.com/6 feet. Get 35% off. Special offer isn't just for your first purchase. You get to use it up to 3 times.
What?
Yep. This isn't just a one-time deal. Up to 3 times. Don't wait. You get 35% off now at NYKD NYKD.
That's an incredible deal.
Pouches.com/6 feet. That's NYKDPouches.com/6 NYKD.com/6feet. Now, just remember, Nicked products are only for adults of legal age, Mark, and every order is age verified. Don't be trying to sneak around out there. The product does contain nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. But if you don't want to smell like smoke and you're tired of dealing with tobacco, switch over to Nicked.
Clean alternative.
It's a clean alternative. NYKDPouches.com/6feet. NYKDPouches.com/6feet. They got all kinds of crazy flavors, 10 of them. Go check them out. Thank you, Nick, for supporting 6 Feet Under podcast. You know, private equity type of companies like a TKO that comes in, I can tell you what they're not doing. They're not just handing a job to just anybody.
No, they'll trim up some fat quick.
They got shareholders that they're beholden to as well. So they're not just going to let just anybody run the company.
Yeah.
You better know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to get replaced pretty quick.
Yeah. That's the one thing with Nick Kahn and Paul. That's a great working relationship that they have. I think it resonates too. Like people, they pick up on it, and I think it gives the talent a bit of confidence that everything is in good hands, and all they have to do is go out and do their thing. They don't have to worry about anything else other really than performing.
You know what I like?
And whoever's on our roof.
Yeah. Apparently they're doing some repairs on the building here at the
Did they not get the memo that we were back?
They're walking on the roof.
Jeez.
No, I love the fact that Raw is on Netflix. I love the fact that we have gone into this. I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what Raw looks like just on a normal Monday night now.
Yeah.
Versus that kind of grand opening night that they did. And, you know, you coming out, seeing Cena come out and Hogan and everybody, it just very nostalgic kind of night. But I think it was also like a night where we got to see some nostalgia, but we also got to see today's talent and how great they were. There was some phenomenal matches that happened. Like that was a Monday. That Monday night felt like almost like a premium live event night. Like when it came to the card.
You got Roman and Solo, and you got Rhea, Liv.
That was the match that opened the night.
Yeah.
When you got Roman opening up the night, like I'm sitting there thinking, who's main eventing tonight if these guys are the first match? You had Rhea wins the title against Liv. You know, that's. I mean, when was the last time you saw a world championship get exchanged on just live TV?
Yeah, it was a big night, man. I mean, it was. I don't know if they were finishing things off or they started setting the table for what's to come.
Yeah.
I think, man. Obviously, I don't think that every week is going to be is going to be stacked like that. But I think that it'll still be it's going to be phenomenal quality.
They did something too where they did a segment about Logan Paul also on there, and showed him in the crowd and everything. And there was a rumor that Logan Paul was never going to get back in the wrestling ring again. That was kind of a thing all over the internet. All the marks were kind of throwing that out there. But it looks like Logan is definitely going to be back. I would imagine that we'll probably see him in the Royal Rumble if I was a betting man.
I would think. Yeah. I would probably.
Yeah. And kind of start his resurgence back into the business again.
It's funny when I say things like that, people like roll their eyes like I don't know crap anything.
No.
I don't know anything about anything. It's actually kind of refreshing.
Yeah.
To not have to know everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But people always look at me like, "Hey, what's going on with such a?"
Yeah.
Got no clue.
When's this going to?
I have no idea. I didn't even know they were working.
They're still in the business.
Do you not watch the show? I watch it sometimes.
So I do have a question for you for this. What do you think 2025 is going to look like for Cena?
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a great swan song year for him. It's going to be I think it'll be the equivalent to, like they've done in the NBA, like when all the legends kind of on their last year and they get to go to all these different towns and
they get their flowers.
They get their flowers in each town, right? I think Cena was a workhorse, huge star for a lot of years, and I think it's really cool the way they have this kind of laid out. Then they've got a certain amount of dates he's going to make, a certain amount of premium live events he's going to make, and it's going to give people a chance to, kind of, again, give him his flowers, give him his props, let him, say goodbye. It's a cool way of doing it, and I think, I don't expect anything like crazy. I think he's going to get some good wins. I think he's going to probably, take some L's. But I think overall it's going to be great. It's going to be great for the WWE fan base to be able, because, a lot of times guys will just, they'll announce their retirement and that's it.
Yeah.
Or they come back and then
they retire again.
And they come back and we do it again. I don't know anybody personally like that, but but anyway, no.
But he knows how to tell a story too. Cena knows how to tell a story.
Yeah,
and I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see a story.
Yeah,
like you said, I don't think he's going to just stack wins and never lose. I think you've got to lose to tell the story the right way.
Yeah, absolutely.
You look at what Cody did. You got to lose to be able to tell the right story, and I think we're going to see that with Cena this year. I'm interested in how they do that in 12 months. You know what I mean? Like, how do they put a bow on that type of career and tell the right story that makes sense to end his career over the next 12 months?
Yeah. I mean, it's more than most, usually you don't get to plan out your farewell tour. Because I'm glad he's and I don't know whether it was his idea or creative's idea to do this way. It's got his name written all over it as far as creative. But it's a cool way for somebody that's meant so much to the business to go out and give that many opportunities for people to see him live and kind of do that. Yeah. I think it may probably be the way of the future for wrestlers.
Of how guys go out.
Yeah, how they go out. 'Cause I wouldn't expect him, if he's going to do this way and go out this way, I don't expect him to make a comeback.
He even said in a press conference that, I think it was post Raw on Monday, that you will see him again, but it's going to be a suit and tie. It's going to be in a more of a business type of role. He always wants to be part of WWE. It's in his blood, but he's not going to. You won't see him in the jorts and and the tank tops anymore or whatever. And do you wish that you would have had that type of exit, or are you?
I think it just made it harder on me. You sit back now, hindsight being 2020, it would have been cool, but I don't know that you can do it with my character.
That's the one thing that I was thinking. I don't know if your character makes sense to do.
Yeah, I mean, what am I going to do? Song. Like, right? I mean, what am I? I can't embrace the crowd. I couldn't do any of those things. So, it just.
The only thing I could think of is if, let's say your streak never got broken, if you were at like number 24. And it was going to be it could be the 25th win type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, is that going to be your last WrestleMania and right off in the sunset type of thing, and kind of figure out if maybe that was you've announced going into WrestleMania, this was going to be it. This is going to be the last one for you. And you're going to get that 25th signature win. And could have figured out something there with that angle. But I think a 12-month farewell tour, I don't think that makes sense with the Undertaker character.
Yeah. No, I don't either. Yeah, and by the time I'd get to the end of it, if I'd worked 12 months straight, then I'd be like, I could keep going.
You would bet you have retired at 30.
Yeah, I could do this. I could do this forever, man. Are you kidding me?
Well, I think 2025 is going to be maybe the greatest year we're going to see in WWE's history. You're talking Netflix the other night. We've got Mania in Vegas. Mm-hmm. I mean, this year, Survivor Series, I believe, is a 2-night event.
Could be.
I think it's going to. Yeah, I think it's going to be a 2-night event. I think they announced that. There's so many great things that are happening right now for WWE.
And we got LFG coming down the pike, brother.
We got LFG coming down the pike where we get to see the big man. Is that going to be on USA, A&E?
That is going to be on A&E.
A&E?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's going to be killer, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch. When does that air? Do you know?
I believe, I don't know for sure. I think it starts maybe February.
Yeah. I was looking online. I couldn't find.
Yeah. I think they're still kind of toying with the starting dates. And, I'm sure we're going to have to do quite a bit of media tour to promote it and everything too. So,
yeah.
But we're still in the process of filming season 1. So
yeah, you still got a little bit of work to left.
Yeah. But I think people are really going to enjoy. Again, they're going to enjoy that, and I think it'll be kind of the precipice of things to come. As far as thanks for that thesaurus you gave me for Christmas.
There you
by
go.
The way,
Santa Claus brought you something.
Yeah, he did. But yeah, it's fun, man. WWE is on a crazy trajectory right now, and
we talked earlier in 2024, it's never been better, and then Netflix rolls out with that Raw,
boom.
And I'm excited now. I'm like, man, between now and Mania, this is going to be an epic Q1 for wrestling.
Yeah,
this is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Vegas is going to be insane. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
just think of it. Before we close out, just think of all the potential matches and storylines that
there's a million.
There's millions because finally the roster is deep again.
Yeah, people
are coming back that healthy.
Men's and women's division,
dude. Both. It's going to be.
And it goes back to who opens up and who main events these matches. You know what I mean? And with Roman coming back, him and Rock have sorted things out over here.
Have they?
Oh yeah. They're and all of a sudden Rock's loving on, Cody. And I'm like, what is going to happen? Who's Cody going to wrestle? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where does this go?
This is great. To have this, where
what happens with Gunther? You know what I mean? All of this stuff. I'm going, there's so many different angles. There's so many different ways for this to go. I have no idea who's going to win Royal Rumble. Everyone, of course, is saying it's going to be Cena so that he can wrestle. Me personally, I think the storyline's better if he doesn't win the Rumble. Yeah. And then we're really going to be trying to figure out where does Cena fit in this whole thing, because everyone believes he's going to win the title for the 17th time. Are you telling me that he's going to ride off without winning the title? Or are you going to all of these things?
All these what ifs.
How does this all fit? And I think that's what's special about what's going on right now. And I think that's what's special about, Netflix being involved. And
it's a great time, man. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Yeah. It really is. There's just so much excitement in the air and just exciting possibilities and new ventures. It's really going to be a fun year.
I love a midnight snack.
What do you got?
And my favorite is eating cereal late at night. I know it's one of yours.
Yeah, it is the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, I don't want to feel guilty when I'm doing it and everything, but I don't feel too guilty when I'm having some Magic Spoon late at night.
How could you? 0 sugars, only 4 net carbs, 13 grams of protein. You're doing a body good, brother.
Oh, it tastes so good. I love Magic Spoon.
The high protein, keto friendly, gluten free, grain free, soy free, wheat free, naturally flavored, totally delicious, childlike cereal for grown-ups.
That's what it is. Every serving of Magic Spoon cereal has 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs, so you can feel good about what you're eating. most popular flavors are fruity and cocoa. That's what we've got.
That's what we got, baby, right there.
And there's so many more. Also, they got treats. We're all out of our treats.
That's how good they are.
This is our snacks around the studio. The Magic Spoon brand new treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. And for the first time ever, Magic Spoon treats are available in grocery stores with delicious flavors like marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter, which is this one here. And that's probably the reason why there's no more left in the box. Magic Spoon, we need some more. So for our listeners, you creatures of the night, get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/6feet. Or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/6feet for $5 off. Magic Spoon, hold on to the dream. Hold on to your Magic Spoon. Magic Spoon, thank you so much for sponsoring the 6 Feet Under podcast and making a delicious product. So before we close this out, we got sent some gifts at Christmas.
We did?
We got sent some gifts.
Well, 'cause I know you are on the naughty list.
They were all sent to you.
Oh, that
They're
explains it.
sent through me to you.
That explains it.
Yes. So the first one is very special. As you know, I'm a former ranked 5th in the state of South Carolina wrestler. So my high school found out about that, and they found out that we've been talking about it. So they sent you.
They sent me. This is your high school?
This is my high school.
Oh,
the
man.
Broom Centurions of Spartanburg, South Carolina sent you one of our broom wrestling shirts.
Dude, this will be worn on the pod. I promise you guys.
So my cousin sits on the athletic board or whatever and shared it with the wrestling coach and stuff. So they put together, they sent me one and sent you one for he was like, man, they talk about Matt being a wrestler in high school all the time, and Undertaker makes fun of him.
Centurion. The Centurions.
We were the Centurions, baby. Romans, baby.
Yeah. Gladiators.
Gladiators.
All right.
Gladiators.
Well,
Gettysburg
man, I appreciate
Broom.
that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. What I know that's your nickname, the Centurion. What was the name of the high school?
Broom.
Broom Centurions.
Yep. Broom High School. Yep. Home of the Centurions.
All right. There you
Home
go.
of Lee Haney.
Lee Haney.
Yeah. Yep. Lee Haney went there. Gabe Wilkins, Super Bowl champion.
Jeez, man.
Yeah,
Just
town about like 800 people. And then our boy Maven Huffman, one of our favorite guests.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the nicest guys in the world, sent us a gift. So on YouTube, you don't get any special reward when you hit 500,000 subscribers. They don't do anything for you. They could care less, apparently. They only start caring it. They care at like 100,000 and then 1 million and then like 10 million. So
Where are we at 100,000?
we're at like 650 something, almost 700,000. So yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Okay.
So Maven sent us,
Didn't half our episodes best of?
yeah, essentially. Yeah. Because we're like, you're busy. I've got a job. We're like, oh, we can't make it this week.
That's
so
horrible.
he sent us
What does he send us, man?
he
What is
sent
this?
us a World Heavyweight Championship belt that he had custom made.
Holy crap.
The Winged Eagle.
The wing, that is the championship right
That
there,
is the
dude.
championship.
Look
And
at
that's
that.
I mean, that belt's
That's legit,
pretty
dude.
legit. I mean, it's pretty heavy. It's got your name on it. It's got the YouTube logo and stuff, everything on it, and the play button.
Maven, my man,
And
Maven.
and there it says 500,000 subscribers right there in the middle of the Winged Eagle.
How cool is that, man?
Yeah. So
How come we don't do things like this?
Cause
We
man,
don't think, do we?
Yeah, I mean, literally, when these cameras get turned off, people.
So do we.
Mark gets in his truck. He goes home. I clean up around here. I go to the hotel. We talk about a week before.
Man,
We're out.
That's legit right there, dude.
Maven is just,
He's awesome,
guys.
man.
In all honesty, Maven is one of the nicest guys that in the business. Like He's a legit
good dude,
Yeah,
man. That's
And
really cool.
We definitely got to get him back on this year.
I'm gonna hang that up in the gym, bro.
Oh, really? That's going to be your
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's going up on the wall.
We appreciate that, Maven. Thank you so much.
Oh,
man.
did you want the way you said that? Or did you think it was going to your house?
We could maybe get a
I mean,
second one.
if you want, and I'll just keep the Merino jersey I got for you. But.
Oh Jesus! Well,
What? Hey, brother!
Wait a second. Wait a second.
I really do that.
Oh man,
I'm trying, but I didn't really. How's that? What do you think, Dalton?
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
I always thought I looked good with a championship on me.
Well, I mean, if it's like any other one, that's going to come off of you before
Really
the episode
quick.
ends.
It might be. I won't have this. I won't have this the next episode.
You won't have it very long.
I would have already dropped it.
It's going on
I would have
someone
lost.
else quick.
Yeah, I'd have lost a 2 out of 3 loser leave title match to Matt by next time.
Yeah,
But that's pretty damn man.
Maven's such a nice guy.
He is. That's
for
awesome.
him to do that, man. And he is, yeah, he's legit, man. And he said that I get it at the house and stuff, and you know, I've got all this stuff at the house, and Amy's like, what is this belt that you have here? And stuff. And we'll have people come over if we go out of town to watch our dogs and stuff, and it's usually like our neighbor, and she's like, I never know what I'm going to see when I walk into the bonus room, because that's where I put everything, and the dogs hang out there. She's like,
The bonus room.
the bonus room. And she's like, there's helmets and all this other stuff in there. I was like, yeah. I was like, I get sent stuff constantly now. But 2025, man, we're looking forward to it. 2024 was fun. And we appreciate everyone continuing to support us through the chaos.
Through the chaos.
Yes, the support is definitely needed. And we really appreciate all of our sponsors.
Dude.
Yes, first Phorm. You guys keep us going when these episodes
And they've
get
been
boring.
with us the whole time, haven't they?
Bro, they've been, yeah.
They jumped on with us and
Very beginning,
Yeah.
day one, back in last February when we really launched this thing. They've been keeping you in shape. They keep you going in the gym. And then when we have those struggles, Happy Dad helps us get through the hard times.
I'm now mixing my ignition with Happy Dad.
That's the thing. If you ever see Mark with the shaker cup, he takes first Phorm and he takes Happy Dad and he does a mixture in the shaker cup, especially on those hot Texas days.
Them long podcasting days.
Those long podcasting days with the Godwins. He's got a mixture going on. So, no, we really appreciate First Phorm, Happy Dad, Magic Spoon, man. It's the best cereal on the market. Bluechew.
Bluechew.
Chew it.
Chew it and do it.
And then we brought on some new guys here, Nicked. This is some of the best nicotine pouches on the market. I know there's plenty of other ones out there. Nicked is where you want to go to get your nicotine pouches. Some of the crazy flavors, berry lemonade, spearmint, all kinds of great stuff. So we appreciate everyone supporting us, the sponsors, but most of all, the fans.
The peoples.
The peoples.
The peoples, man.
You're the real people's champion.
Huh? I'm just saying.
Screw Rock. You're the people's champion.
He kind of like.
He's actually your boss.
He sort of is my boss, right?
He is your boss.
How do all these guys that broke in the business after me or higher up the food chain
How many of them
now?
did you mentor? Huh? Now you're like, how many times did you go to Triple H and say, man, maybe you're, how many times did he come to you wanting advice? How many times did Rock come to you for advice? And now,
Dude.
we can't even get him on the podcast.
Dude, what is the deal, right? Man. I did it all wrong, man.
You did it all wrong.
I did it.
You should have went to the movies, which you did, but.
I did that before.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
I'm not bitter.
Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And check us out next week with a new episode. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.